Oh, is this Samantha from Dead Asylum?
Yeah, that's me. How's it going?
Samantha, what's going on, man? You're live on the fucking radio.
Whoa, that is crazy. I better not screw up. Cool, well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate the time, and thanks so much for all the support as well, and playing our tunes, and hopefully some listeners will get into them.
Fuck yeah, dude. Anytime, man, anytime. For those of you out there listening, this is Samantha from Dead Asylum. So Samantha, what the fuck is going on right now in the world of Dead Asylum?
Well, we are preparing to play at the Loud as Hell Festival, which is happening in Drumheller, Alberta. That's next weekend. So we're playing, who is headlining? Battlecross is headlining. So there's a really great lineup, a lot of Canadian bands and a few others. So we're going to be heading out there next weekend. Then we are preparing to do a month-long U.S. tour from the end of August until the end of September. So it's our second time coming down to the States, and we are super pumped.
Fuck yeah, badass, man. So how long have you guys been doing this, and exactly how did it get started?
Yeah, we've been since 2011. So Mike's the frontman, and him and I had played in other bands, or our old bands had played together, so we knew each other, and we knew we were both looking for new projects, so we started jamming in 2011, and we were writing, and thought, hey, we need to wrangle up two other people, so we thought, hey, let's get a bassist and a lead guitarist, and we put out an ad on Craigslist, found the other two that actually came as a pair as well, so that's kind of how it got started.
Nice. Now, the band name itself, Dead Asylum, what's the story behind that? How did you guys come up with that?
I wish I could say it was super clever. Somebody had a dream or some kind of badass story, but it was more that we were all in the basement of the jam space trying to brainstorm names, and we all liked things that had to do with medical terminology and I guess some like history, things that pretty much most metal bands I think have done before. But we were drawn to that, so it was really just a brainstorm session. We were thinking, what words do we like? We know we want one band. Sorry, I can't talk right now. We wanted a one-word band name, but of course all the good ones are taken, or you have to make something up, and we were just feeling lazy, I guess. So we liked Asylum. Plenty of asylums out there already, and we're like, well, let's just say Dead Asylum. It's not particularly an interesting way to add another word to the name. That's pretty much what it is. And the cool thing with the name Dead Asylum, a lot of cool imagery from that, and that inspires the lyrics a lot. It inspires, the colors like the stage, and just the general like icy, cold, isolating feel that you should get with our band.
Yeah, it makes me think about like a fucking, it's a dead asylum, just like a bunch of fucking crazy fuckers in an asylum fucking, but like dead, like the ghosts or something, like one of those shows like Ghost Hunters or something like that. Exactly.
Like stuff's unpredictable. It's coming at you from every angle, and it's just complete isolation and like the emptiness that's inside of most people, and it's just, there's a lot of meaning behind it now. But when we first came up with the name, it was a little bit more superficial, I think. We just thought it sounded cool, and went from there.
Right on, man. As far as your the influences, like what got you into playing music yourself, and then what also would you say influences the band as a whole?
Yeah, for sure. For me personally, when I first started getting into playing music, anyway, I used to play classical piano from when I was little, and I played that for almost 10 years, and I don't know, I guess I was getting kind of bored with it, and it was time to potentially join the school band, and decided to pick an instrument. The piano wasn't an option, so thought that maybe we do drums or something. Like, it just seemed like something that might be a little bit more challenging and fun, so that's kind of how the drumming started. I didn't have any particular influences at the time, although within a few years I was really into, like, I don't know, kind of the pop punk stuff, Green Day, Gob, even like Kitty and some of the new metal yeah, in terms of influences for the band as a whole, I mean, we all are into a whole mix of genres. Some of it is, some of it would be like melodic death, Swedish death metal. More so me and one of the other guys. Mike's really into old school stuff. A lot of thrash. He's really big into Slayer. There's a lot of those influences as well. But yeah, I mean, we all come in with really different influences, and I think that that's what makes us a little bit more interesting. I hope that we can combine these like thrash rhythms with these kind of melodic, almost jazz influenced leads and kind of death metal vocals. So we like to change it up.
Right on. Who's your favorite drummer?
What's that?
Who's your favorite drummer?
That is a really difficult decision. It wouldn't have been 10 years ago. I used to love Mike Portnoy and Dream Theater, and because that was one of the first bands I listened to that had lots of double kick, and I got really into that, and really liked his grooves and his style. I really got into Opeth, and I really liked Martin Lopez, who used to play in Opeth, and his grooves, and he brings a lot of those Latin elements to metal. And so yeah, his kind of style is cool. I mean, a lot of drummers that I really look up to are very groovy drummers. I mean, I look at certain drummers like some of those crazy, I don't know, like George Kawai.
Yeah.
Out of this world good. But I get a lot more influence, I'd say, from a lot of the groovy drummers. I mean, a new staff is just blowing my mind with some of this cool power rhythms and stuff like that. So I mean, there's so many out there, and really, I really.
Well, the drumming that you guys that you're putting on this fucking music, man, it's fucking insane, dude. It's fucking badass.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I try to mix it up too. Like I'm not, metal drum just as blast beats the whole time. I mean, I don't find that as interesting to play, but I don't like to keep it too simple. Like I like to kind of throw around the things and change things up a bit, and kind of going back and forth between something that's a little more straightforward and then something that's a little.
Right on. I got a question from the chat room. Carl wants to know who designed your logo and your cover art.
For sure. The logo was designed by, her name's Alexis, and she used to be the vocalist in a band called Abriosis in Vancouver. So she's somebody that we knew personally, and so she kind of sketched it out. We uploaded it and made sure everything looked clean. But she's the one that designed it. And then who did the album art? Our latest album art was done by a guy in France. His name is Pierre-Alain, 3MMI Design, I believe. I don't want to get his website wrong. But yeah, we were really stoked on the album artwork.
Right on. Got some more questions from the chat room. He also wants to know who is the craziest off the fucking wall personality in the band.
Oh, wow. I would have said our old lead guitarist, but it's lineup off the wall. I mean, we're all pretty chill. Until people get drunk. I don't know. Maybe Mike would probably say he's the craziest. Just because he doesn't take shit for anybody, and you don't want to. Yeah, but I'm even like Roger. Like Roger's super chill, happy-go-lucky, but yeah, get him excited enough, and maybe some fun stuff. I mean, I don't know. We're all pretty chill at this point. We had a little bit more drama and craziness in the band with previous lineups, but yeah, I don't know. Mike, maybe.
Right on. I got another question. He wants to know how many pairs of sticks do you keep handy during a performance just in case shit happens, and also, do you toss your sticks into the crowd that you've used?
Good question. I usually have at least 4 to 6 pairs on me at once. It depends. If we're at the beginning of a tour, I just loaded up my stick bag as much as I can, and I'll always have a few other ones kind of on standby. And then sometimes I'll throw them out in the crowd. So it just depends on the size of the show usually, and and if I think there's going to be demand for it. I mean, if we're playing a smaller scale show, if somebody asks for it, I'll give it to them. But it depends on what the vibe in the crowd is like, and are they there for us? Were they really stoked? But otherwise, if we're playing a bigger gig, especially when I was on tour with a different band last year, and we were in Europe, and I tried to throw sticks in the crowd as much as possible, but while still trying to get myself off stage. So, I like doing that, though. Yeah.
Nice. Got another one from the chat room. Megan, she wants to know, what's your favorite TV show?
Ooh, Rick and Morty. That's an easy one. Although, actually, there's another one, but there's only one season. But I think it's in the running to be up there. That's Westworld. I think they're just doing an amazing job with that show, and I can't wait for season 2.
Fuck yeah! And another one from the chat room. James Brownell wants to know, craziest story from Europe with Enforcer and Destruction.
Oh, craziest story. Well, I don't want to insult anybody or anything craziest. I mean, give me a sec, because there's definitely a number of stories. Craziest. Let me think. Okay, I guess this is the craziest. We're about to play. We've just left the show in Belgium, and it's like 2 a.m. and we need to get to I can't remember, Freiburg maybe, or Hanover. Anyway, we're going to Germany, and we're in the bus, and the bus is already an old creaky bus, and everyone's on it, like all 4 bands and all the crew are on it. And anyway, a bunch of people were partying. I was one of the few people that decided to go to bed early. I'm woken up by a very drunk member of Enforcer, trying to pull me out of my bunk, saying, "Sam, the bus is on fire! The bus is on fire!" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "It's on fire! Get the fuck off the bus! Get off the bus!" And I'm like, "Okay." And then I get up, and like everyone's kind of rushing around trying to get off the bus, and he wasn't kidding. And so apparently the engine overheated. Like, we had broken down on the side of the road somewhere in Belgium. And so anyway, that was just an absolute crazy mess. Also because we then had to figure out, okay, we're nowhere near town. And it wasn't safe to stay on the bus. So we needed to find out, how do we move everybody into the nearest town with all of our gear, and how do we get a bus ordered? And Schmear from Destruction was very well organized and was making lots of calls and calling the bus company and calling other bus companies, getting cabs to come and shuttle us to the nearest town. And and then even then when we got to that, we got to a 7-Eleven kind of place. And we're all sitting there just figuring out what to do and where we're going to stay. And then these guys come in and they start threatening us, yelling at us because they're saying we're all American, which we weren't, although fucking Justin is American. And, oh man, they're just like basically threatening us, like threatening to shoot us. And they didn't have guns on them. We didn't think, but we were all really scared. And we're like, oh my God, like, are we going to die? Like, these guys are trying to intimidate our whole group. Anyway, it was just bizarre. We finally got to a hotel. We got a different bus ordered for the morning. We barely made the next show because we were supposed to drive all night to get there. So I'd say that was pretty crazy. I'd say that was definitely pretty crazy. Bus on fire, threats. We're standing on the side of the road with for several hours. Anyway, yeah.
That's fucking
terrible.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's badass, though, that you guys were fucking there with fucking Enforcer and Destruction, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, that, just to be clear, that was with, I was touring with a band called Nervosa at that time, so that's what the tour was. I wish Dead Asylum was on that bill, but it was Nervosa, and I was drumming for them for 3 months last year.
Nice. Cool, man. All right, I got another question from the chat room. Adam Russell wants to know, what's the best venue that you've played so far?
Best? In Switzerland is one of the biggest venues I've ever played. It was super cool. Everything about it was amazing. Not just the setup of it and guys, and the stage was huge and amazing. And even like the way we were treated was really well, and the catering was amazing. They had like nice showers for everyone. I mean, like everything about that venue was awesome, and the crowd was they did their best, even though I think it was like a Sunday night or something. But it was awesome. That was a great venue. But also, they did I can't remember the name of the venue, but it's in Bilbao, in Basque Country, Spain, and a killer venue. So, probably 800 people there, I think. I mean, it wasn't as big as Z7, but that was just an excellent venue. It was a packed show. That was really awesome.
Right on. I got another question from Carl in the chat room. He wants to know, what do you get more of, compliments about your drum pounding skills or your sheer beauty?
I get more compliments on my drumming, luckily. Most people know better. I mean, I'm not going to be offended if somebody wants to pay a compliment, but, as long as it's reasonable. But, yeah, I get more notes on the drumming, luckily. And I'm good with that, yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, well, I got a question for you, like, as far as your local scene, I take it you're from Canada, right?
Yeah, from Vancouver.
What's the local scene there like?
I'd say it's relatively small in terms of the people that come out all the time, like that are really in the scene, but it's really passionate. I mean, you see a lot of the same people at every single gig, and they come out, they support locals or touring bands or whoever it is. They're very supportive. They buy the merch, they buy the albums, they know the musicians, and there's a lot of bands. Like, there's a lot of musicians. There aren't a lot of venues, and that's the hardest thing in metal in Vancouver. There's just not enough good venues for metal, and we keep losing those, and that's just really it's such a disappointment, really. So I'd say it's a good scene, really good scene. But you still look at the shows when you see like Iron Maiden or Metallica or something, and then you're like, who are all these people? Like, where did they come from? Like, there's thousands of people here. Like, there's definitely a big scene of metal lovers locally. It's just like they don't all come out to the scene.
Yeah. As far as your live show, for people out there who have not seen you guys live yet, what can you tell them to expect at a live show?
Lots of energy, for sure. Like, that's the kind of feedback we usually get. It's just like, oh man, like, you really got us going, and we're full of energy on stage, but also, especially Mike as our frontman. I mean, he's really good at getting everybody like off their asses, getting them moving. At we had our CD release show a few months ago with Unleash the Archers, and we had a circle pit that was so powerful that they broke the railing, and we're like, oh, sorry venue, because we really like this venue, but it was such an insane pit. So people like to mosh to most of our stuff, and we like to jump around and move around as much as we can, and yeah, it's a very energetic live show.
Fuck yeah. Also, any injuries or disaster like tech failures or anything like that happen on stage?
Just in general, like since the beginning, or?
Yeah, like what's like the most fucked up thing that's happened to you guys live?
Huh, yeah. Let me think.
Besides the bus catching on fire.
Right, of course. I mean, there's been some things that were like dirty laundry aired on stage by a former member. That was probably one of the worst things that happened on stage. But other than that, I mean, in terms of like technical issues, I mean, it's nothing that most people have noticed. Like, oh, a mic was cut out, or like I've had my pedals come off, multiple times. In the middle of a song. For me, that's devastating. Nobody else really notices. But I don't think we've been pretty lucky. We haven't had a lot of technical errors or particularly bad injuries. Like, not that I can think of. Not during our shows.
Did you say dirty laundry on the? Oh,
airing dirty laundry. Oh, just like somebody said some things about the personal life they probably shouldn't have said on stage, and so that was a different type of destruction. But it doesn't affect us anymore, so it's fine. But yeah.
Right on. Got another question from the chat room. Megan wants to know, what's your favorite kind of alcoholic beverages?
Ooh, let me think. I really like gin and tonic, like classy gal. I really like Innocent Gun for beer. Anything else that's particularly interesting? I like a good scotch or whiskey. Lagavulin is my favorite. Yeah, I'd leave it there. I'd say those ones.
Oh, yeah. Now, as far as Clawhammer PR, how did you guys get hooked up with them, man? Because they're fucking badass.
Oh, they're awesome. Awesome dudes. And it's been such a great working relationship so far. They were recommended by a few friends of mine who have worked with them with their band. And because I was going out and just researching some PR companies just to see who we think we could best align with to help get our new album out there and just help get the name out, because we didn't do a big PR push with our debut album, and we should have. So we thought, well, let's not make that mistake again. When we put out our new album, we're going to go for somebody who I can really trust. And I say I because I used to work in PR, corporate PR, so I'm really picky when it comes to who your publicist is, and do they seem reputable and reliable, and are they going to really be working for you, and are they professional? So, I got in touch with Scott, and I sent him a really long, probably annoying list of questions. He answered all of them in great detail. He was such an amazing communicator, and to me, like that said, this guy's professional. He will represent us well with the media. He'll be able to help us, get the story out and find the angles in it, and figure out what people want to hear about as well, and how do we get Dead Asylum on the radar. So, as soon as I chatted with him a bunch, and I realized, oh, this is our guy. So Scott's been really, really helpful. Clawhammer is awesome. I highly recommend them to any band that needs some PR support. And that's all I can really say.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, Scott's fucking crazy good, dude. Like I gotta be honest, I think he's like the first fucking motherfucker to start emailing me shit when I started doing a radio show. I don't even know where the fuck he came from or how he even found out about me or anything. But he just like started blowing up my email right off the bat, and I'm like, holy fuck. And years and years and years passed, like he's still I can't even tell you how many bands he's sent me and how many different promos and stuff, but he's always been very professional about everything. Always sends a lot of, like all the links, all the information that you need, videos, anything, man. It's all there. So yeah, I can definitely say fucking, for any band out there, like if you're looking for fucking promotion, that's one of the ones to definitely fucking holler at, man, because you don't fuck around.
Yep, 100%, 100%. I would definitely like to hire them the next time we need to put out some news and new music. So yeah, highly recommend.
What's your take on like the way that the music industry is nowadays, as far as online? Like how everything is pretty much internet based nowadays and everything. As opposed to the way it was in the old days.
Yeah, it's kind of, in some ways there's in some ways there are more advantages, in some ways there are disadvantages. So, let's say some YouTube where other people can get, quote unquote discovered or whatever on YouTube. It's that there's more platforms to share your music and your talent. But because of that, there's going to be way more competition. There's going to be a lot of other artists doing the same thing as you, and so it's really hard, to stand out online because you've got so many platforms, you've got so many bands and artists who are all trying to get attention and get their music out there. So it's definitely a challenge. It's a challenge, being able to, streaming music, for example, and just spent pennies going to the artists, and it's just the way that it works these days is touring, and you have to be selling merchandise, and that's really how bands get paid these days more than anything else. Like, are you selling T-shirts? Are you selling letters? are you selling banners? So, I mean, there's that, taking the online offline, because online, it's more for exposure online, I'd say, and there's definitely creative ways that you can get bands out there. Like, I think the internet makes it easier for smaller bands to get noticed if they work really hard and if they spend money. So if you spend enough money, I mean, you can take out all the ads you want, and the way that the internet works, and like Facebook ads and YouTube ads and whatever, but the way that those work, they're pretty accessible to someone who doesn't have a marketing background. You don't necessarily need to hire somebody, but it's a lot of work, and you're competing against a lot of people, and it's like we're inundated with music and different bands and artists, and a lot of it's great stuff. It's really hard to stand out online, I think, and you have to do something really different to do so.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. All right, well, speaking of fucking merchandise and stuff like that, where can people go to find to get some stuff from you guys?
Yeah, right now you can go to Bandcamp to get both of our albums. In fact, go through Bandcamp to get our physical albums. You can also get our physical albums through CD Baby. You can get digital albums pretty much everywhere, including on the streaming sites. And then we are working to start getting some T-shirts and other merch online, T-shirts, patches, those shows. So if anyone listening is going to be seeing us in the near future, maybe on our U.S. tour, we will have a full set of merch at our shows. But in terms of what we're selling online, right now it's just the CDs, but we are working hard to get at least some shirts and patches and some other things that you can also order online.
Right on. Got another question from the chat room. Johnny AK wants to know, you were saying you went to Germany earlier. He wants to know, did you ever hear of a drummer in Germany named Monty von Bohr?
Monty von Bohr?
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
Wait, who asked? It was Johnny A. Was it Eric AK asking this question?
Johnny AK. Is that somebody
Johnny
you know?
AK? I don't know this drummer, unfortunately.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, as far as moving forward, like, what kind of plans do you guys have for the future? What's coming up next for Dead Asylum? Yeah,
for sure. So we've got a month-long U.S. tour coming up starting next month. We're doing the whole shebang, from like coast to coast. And then after that, we're probably going to do a bit more writing in the next few months. We would like to try and make it to Europe next year. That's all really finance dependent. I mean, we're also in the market for label support or management. We really want to take it to the next level, and in the meantime, we're at least talking to people. We're trying to get ourselves out there, do some more touring. Whether or not the Europe plan works out, we will also hopefully finally get to Eastern Canada, because as Canadians living on the very west coast, we have never played out east. So we owe it to our fellow countrymen to finally tour out to like Ontario, Quebec, and hopefully make some other fans happy. So that's the plan so far. But yeah, I think number one for us is we would love to go to Europe, but we'd like to jump on with like a tour or with another band that's already established there, and just kind of see what we can make happen. So that is the plan currently. Would love to do another video, but again, finances permitting, we will see. Yeah, that last video is fucking badass too, man, by the way. Thank you. Hell yeah. It's pretty brutal. And yeah. Adam in the chat room. Those two are friends. I'm sorry, what? I said people don't realize that those two are friends. The girl in the cage and the guy that was torturing her. Yeah, they're friends. No shit. Yeah, but you wouldn't guess just by looking. Because, it's pretty brutal. But, sorry, you were going to say, Adam? That's Adam cool. Yeah, Adam in the chat room wants to know if you guys could play with any band in the future, who would it be? Oh, we've kind of talked about this. Probably, maybe Creator. I think Creator. But yeah, maybe Creator. I'm trying to think who else. I'm on a Mars. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, there's a Friends band that I really like. I would absolutely love to play with from the Netherlands called Isegrim, and I think we would be a good fit together. But yeah, in terms of the big bands, yeah, I think Creator and Amon Amarth probably would be pretty cool.
Fuck yeah, I can see that happening, man. I can see it happening.
Let's make it happen. Let's make some calls.
We'll do what we can do, man, for sure. Well,
cool.
I'm about out of questions for you here. Is there anything else you want to add to let the people out there know?
I mean, just thank you so much for supporting us. Since the new album came out, people seem to be really, really liking it. We've had a lot of good feedback. People asking us to, come and tour to their areas. So I think a big thing is just keep the support coming, and the more that you or your friends buy the albums and come to the shows and support us, the more we can afford to do. And because we're entirely self-financed right now, like we're not on a label, we're independent. So it's just whatever we can do to take the next step and get to the next level. We are doing our best, and I guess just stay tuned and share stuff. Like if you like our stuff, share it. Like share it everywhere. Share it with all your friends. If you're in a band, share it. That would definitely help us out. But I mean, we're super friendly people and not actually that crazy. And so we're happy to talk to people anytime. So if you're in a band and you want to play a show with us, just give me a shout. Like we're pretty friendly and open. So but just big thank you so much for all the support.
Fuck yeah, Samantha. Before I let you go, I gotta get you to make us a station tag. Cool?
Yep, no problem.
All right, whenever you're ready, say something like, "This is Samantha from Dead Asylum, and you are listening to Metal Devastation Radio."
Okay, right now?
Yeah.
This is Sam from Dead Asylum, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah. All right, gotcha. Well,
Awesome.
Thanks a lot for taking the time, Samantha. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to blast some fucking Dead Asylum in these motherfuckers' ears and make them fucking go deaf, all right?
Can't wait. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it, and we'll make sure that everybody tunes in.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Wicked. All right, take care.
All right, later. There you heard it, folks. Fucking Samantha from Dead Asylum live right here on the motherfucking Zach Moonshine with Metal Devastation fucking radio. You motherfuckers out there right now, I want you to put your fucking speakers where people can fucking hear it. Put them in your windows, put them in your front lawn, put them in your fucking wherever the fuck you can. Crank that motherfucker. Just reach your fucking arm out to the volume knob. Do it right now. And crank that motherfucker as far as it'll fucking go, dude. I'm telling you what, man. This is Dead Asylum on the motherfucking Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation fucking radio. Crank it the fuck up.